Hello everybody, welcome to the newest pick a card. I'm so excited to be doing this. This has been so fun getting to do readings in this manner. Today, as you saw from the title, we're going to be talking about your next big blessing. So we have pile 1 with the Shaman Stones. We have a female and a male. We also have a Fluorite double terminated wand. We have a Flower Agate, and then we also have a Malachite. So we have piles 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'll give you just a second to pick which one most resonates with you. Just use your intuition. Maybe more than one resonates with you and you're going to be listening to 2 today. It's all up to you and what you want to receive. As always, just take what you like and leave the rest from these readings because they are general, so something might not resonate, whereas something might really resonate. And without further ado, go ahead and like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, go to the description box and click on the timestamp that represents your pile and we will get right into your reading. Hello group 1, welcome to your reading. Today you chose the Shaman Stones. I love these ones. These are just like ancient build-up minerals and all sorts of things that have just collected together. They've come in different formations. I feel a level of diversity and duality. Even like spiritual explorations that are just building you up right now. Like I almost got this sense of like your wisdom and your ideas and your support. And I don't mean like physical support, but like you are so set on certain goals and so just rooted in the self that whatever you do set yourself towards, even if you don't have a specific thing, you just have like some really good karma and rewards to cash in on. So whatever your next journey and blessing is, it's going to be very blessed. It's going to be supported. I think you have some long lasting rewards ahead of you. So you might have made some investments recently. You might have you might be into investing. You might have some sort of money thing coming your way. An inheritance may have happened. Not saying that's like someone's gonna die, but if you've recently been gifted with something, like I just feel that things are really thriving and life is forming around you. My eye got drawn to my plants too, so like plant life, you might have a good green thumb right now. Like everything around you is growing and thriving. Wow, okay. Sometimes when I'm reading I get like super out of breath and I start burping. It's really hot. So okay, let's just pull up this card. Oh, we have the fish. Cute. I mean, obviously right off the bat, this like Piscean energy is kind of hitting me. I do think that the water, this feminine energy has something to do with it. I think you could be stepping into like the next part of your life right now. So big changes, maiden, motherhood, and cronehood are coming up. Like you might be transitioning into literally like the next part of your life. And I feel this beautiful white orb, like tons of them surrounding you, and I see the wish, what are those wish plants called? Like it's on a daisy, what the heck is it called? You know what I'm talking about, the things you blow on. I see those like all around you, and this spherical shape is very important, and the feminine stuff is very important for you right now because you're so you're very well rounded. And wherever you're going to cast your gaze, you're very witchy in the sense that if you cast your gaze upon it, it will grow upon your command. So whatever you're manifesting, it's going to grow and it's going to last you the rest of your life. Whether it's a career, whether you're calling in a new passion, a side job, whether you're calling in new aspects of family life, you're going to be very blessed. And I feel a softness, I feel a lightening, and I feel a release, an incredible release. You're gonna get to not be so bogged down by things that once seemed hard to handle and solve. Like you're gonna be easily released by spirit's accordance. I got the same message for group 4. Spirit just wants things to be graceful for you. You need to be able to slip and slide right out of situations that don't serve you. So don't worry too much if you're waiting for something to come to an end or you're waiting for some closure. It's going to happen, no problem. And that means new beginnings on the horizon that are beyond your wildest dreams. That Pisces energy is here letting you know, like, hey, what you're dreaming of and excited about and what's in your heart and in your sacral and in your root chakra that makes you feel secure and creative is what's manifesting. You're protected in that space. Okay, so then let's go ahead and pull some astrology cards. Okay, Spirit, what does this manifestation have to do with for group 1? North Node, life's purpose, 7th house, partners. I feel like you might be kind of similar to group 4, to be honest. Jupiter return benefits. Oh God, I love this. And 9th house, faith. Okay. If you are also attracted to group 4, like, I have a feeling that that one could be for you too. But obviously if you're on this one is yours. But I had this like feeling that these two were going to be linked, and they totally are. Anyhow. Also, with this masculine feminine thing and then the partners now, I think that you should have more faith, because we also have 9th house, have more faith in the partnerships around you. I think that a lot of loose ends that don't serve you, you're going to have some really great closure, and new benefits and rewards will come out of those. So have no fear. There's no big explosive things coming your way. It's all up from here. You're not going to go through anything worse than you've already been through. Like, you've already done the heavy lifting is what I'm trying to say. And now it's more so time to create, regenerate, and call in. And whatever does leave you is not going to be this like, oh God, life altering, hard thing. It's just going to be like, oh yeah, I knew that didn't really serve me. I'm glad that's over. Like, that is those are the only things that'll leave you at this point. Other than that, things are going to be changing. So do be ready to go with the flow, because travel could be in the picture, more money, more opportunities in the picture. So you might be like, whoa, this is ungrounding and unearthing me in a way. I'm believing new things. I'm believing in new things, exploring, studying new things. I want to take a new path. I want to figure out why I'm here, what I'm doing, and how that's going to look in the real world, and how I might be able to get paid for that. So I do think this will have to do with love and money more than anything, your next big blessing. I think that a message I'm getting for you, though, is that there is not one path. You don't need to do one thing. There's not one identity or role, so get that out of your mind. Just going with your intuition and doing what lights you up every day is what you're here to do, because you're a manifester. You even could be quite literally a manifester or a manifesting generator or whatever. Whatever. That's outside of the picture, your human design. But I just do want to say that whatever you're going to do, whatever lights you up, you will end up getting paid for that. And it's not about creating a huge structure. Like, yes, some structures are good, but this isn't something about being routined and in your masculine. This is about stepping out of that and into the feminine, which just receives for its creativity, that's what you're here to do, is create and have fun. So if something seems too big and heavy for you, step into the fish role and go with the flow. Take what is already there for you and let the closures and the lacks actually be opportunities, because you're like, okay, well, that didn't work anyway. I want to keep going, keep evolving, and see what's in store for me. I see two sides of the moon also lining up here, making me think like a lot is beginning and a lot is ending. And the faith is important here, like maybe an altar or some candle magic or regular prayer or journaling could be very important for you to sort things out, and to maybe take some time to do that today. Also, yeah, so you're going to be getting paid. But I don't want you to think that there's one thing you need to do. It's like, it's an assortment, a variety pack of fun things to focus your energy on. Some travel, some studying, some new offerings online that you might be putting out. I do think they're going to be online and in person. Retrying things. Partnership is going to be taking on a new advancement of sorts. You are going to be having people that inspire you. Your partner's going to start understanding you and meeting you where you're at more. It's very soft, beautiful changes are ahead of you, and none of them are going to be hard. That's what I hear most, is it's easy. It's easy change. Life's purpose, that's like the journey of discovery. I feel this frustration around this card because you're like, what is it? And it's not an it, it's a you. You are headed in a new direction, and that's all that matters. And the faster you can kind of get into that rhythm and that flow of just doing what you feel like during the day, and the more you make small shifts to let that happen, energetically and physically, like, you will find hobbies that are structured, and you will have a new routine, and you will have a new outlook on your day-to-day life. It's just that first you have to let go, and that's kind of the endings, is you just letting go and being like, okay, today I feel like doing this or focusing on this, and then that leads to something, and then that can boil and marinate while you go over here and do something like have quality time with a loved one. Like, it's all very well rounded for you. And that's a big part of your next blessing, is you're not so structured and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's more like a wave. It builds and goes, and it's all beautiful, and it's all just foam on your toes. It's amazing, and you can dive deep some days, and even your pain is beautiful, because it's like you're out of so much of the trauma and the chaos of other people. Other people are also evolving around you and meeting you where you're at. I want to get some signs on, whoa, okay, well, there's Aries, jeez. I want to get some signs on, Aries is also the body, so I think you could be moving into new phases of health as well, and having a new healthiness that surrounds you, and a new drive, and changing the way you're driven. Also, Aries people, Aries rising could be significant. What other sun and rising signs does this have to do with, and might these new blessings involve? Leo. So Leo, rising and sun. People who are obviously in your life also, because I just feel like that sun energy makes things obvious. We'll do one. We'll do 2 more. Another Leo. Okay. 1 more. And Capricorn. Okay. Capricorn, rising and suns. So those are just some signs for you. And then, oh, I looked up right at 11:11. I love that. Okay, before we move into a really deep dive on the journey ahead of you for these new blessings, I wanted to pull one of the oracle cards from the African Goddess Rising. Oh, I feel 2. Oh my god, I feel 3. Okay, I feel 2. 1, 2. Also, I think I might have already mentioned this, but for oracles, I usually don't read upside down, just because I think that's more like a tarot, like to go deep, but whenever they are upside down, I just think that you kind of have a harder time believing that for yourself, or embracing this aspect. Okay. I never can pronounce these right. I'm not even going to try. We have etheric chords and good juju. 27 and 7. 27 standing out to me. That's a Saturn orbit. That's the amount of years that Saturn takes to move through its full orbit. Saturn is connected to Capricorn, so again, more Capricorn energy. I also think that finances, career, things like that are going to be a big part of your next blessing with that Capricorn energy. You, your children, your family are going to be protected in good fortune. I see good juju too, 7. Your loneliness and the stuff that you've been through, where you felt like you had to do it all on your own and people weren't really there, is going to now pay off. Whether that be that you had a partner that worked really hard, parents that worked really hard, you worked really hard, and there was loneliness. All that's going to pay off for the rest of your life. Your spirituality is also taking on a whole new thing. You might step into a new calling, maybe picking up some cards, crystals, palm reading. Something is going to be shifting for you. So crystal grids, I don't know, jewelry making, things like that, you have a spiritual karmic reward to cash in on. So if you do anything kind of in a spiritual meditative manner, those things could be little leads to passive income and side gigs and passion projects that are ahead of you. So definitely embrace any craftiness that you have, and whatever you focus on is going to, again, thrive and grow and last you a long time. So do something that really lights you up, something you really love, something you enjoy just for the sake of enjoyment. Focus on those things and you will get little rewards and monetary ability to do those things comfortably. And then again, these etheric cords, there are guides and ancestors, people who've crossed over might be reaching out to you more often. So yeah, big blessings, like guides and spirit, and there are so many facets and layers of the outer realms of this universe that are working in your favor, looking at you like you're the flower in the garden. So anyway, etheric cords, I also feel that the children are standing out to me, so you might be having children that will benefit off of some of the financial abundance that surrounds you right now. And you could also be calling in new life if you're thinking of having a kid or you're pregnant. Those children are such divine beings, these little bubbles of light and enlightenment are growing within, around, and around you. So you also could be having grandchildren or nieces and nephews or godchildren or something like that. Like something you've been cultivating and thinking of for a while is going to be making its way into your life, and it'll be so exciting. Okay, moving into the Wild Unknown Archetypes deck. So this one I wanted to do to kind of show the journey in which some of this stuff is going to be happening. Second card, we're in pile 1. Okay, need some clear stuff for pile 1. Clear stuff for pile 1. So weird. I feel like 2 need to come out for pile 5. Bing, bing. I don't know where my camera like stopped recording. It does that around 20 minutes. So I pulled your cards from the Wild Unknown Archetypes deck, and this is depicting a journey. It's called the Heroine's Journey spread. And I'm going to read it for you. So you are wondering, like, what is next? I know something's coming, Spirit. I know it's coming. Is it life? Is it unknown? I do think with the egg again, fertility, sexuality are highlights here. Also, you are worried. I feel like this is a snake egg for some reason, and I feel like you might be worried that this change is going to be like hectic or crazy. It's not. Let's go back to the fish and this duality and this benefits and the partners and good juju. Let's remember to stay out of the paranoid thought patterns, because it's just not true. It just isn't true. What's coming for you is good and protected and safe and new and fun. And you're going to get to cultivate it. You're going to get to work on it for a lifetime ahead of you. So whatever's coming in is going to stick around. The new habits and passions and things coming into your life are going to stick around. You're safe, you're healthy, you're protected. You are bridging this idea also between Thanatos and the Creator. So you're wondering what's next. You have some suspicions about what it might be, right? And the good suspicions are pretty on point. Like they could be to do with, I feel like it's sexuality, passion, childbirth could be a part of it. Yeah. Thanatos, though, is kind of like you're scared that something is going to leave you. There's a fear of abandonment. There's a fear of things falling out beneath you, of destruction not being sacred, but being like really tough on you. It's not true. Your next blessing is so good that you're learning how to reframe the death archetype with the Creator archetype simultaneously. You will actually believe that good things come when things circulate out. You will believe that the concept of destruction is sacred and always leads to a new path, and there is never just dead ends. You cannot stay in that mindset anymore. Spirit is saying it very strongly that your guides and ancestors and people on the other side are not going to let you stay in that mindset where things are going to just be scary or not good or whatever. Like, that's not true. And your guides will continuously prove it to you. It doesn't matter how many blessings it takes, you're going to keep getting blessed. Whoa. And I also feel this, like the feminine rock just went like that. And it's like the feminine counterpart. So if there's counterparts with you, the more feminine person may feel that, you know, they have to leave before they're abandoned. You're not going to get abandoned. And you need to stop running away. Also, you're allowed to make changes, and you're allowed to let sacred destruction happen, and you're allowed to leave things behind. But you need to remember that you still will have the support, the structure, the love around you that makes you feel safe and supported. You can stay in yourself. It's safe now. So the bridge is to be able to let changes happen and be your authentic self and be ready to destroy all of it when you think something's off. But to do that in a way that also says, but I want to create something better. And I'm willing to be a part of that collaboration between me and God universe. Not to get too, you know, hectic. So you might be planning for the worst, but the best is on the horizon, and Spirit is just letting you know that anything that circulates out is going to be fine. Easy breezy, beautiful, spiritual girl. The gift is the Father. So again, I think this could have to do with you trying to leave structures, or you're trying to abandon something. You're trying to convince yourself that you're going to get abandoned. You're thinking something's leaving, so you're getting scared and backing away. Quit backing away. Stay with it, breathe with it. Whatever you need to leave behind will be done gracefully and on its own timing. You don't need to do anything except stay in the moment and remember what lights you up. Just focus on something that inspires you. You don't need to do any more of the destructive work. Spirit's going to help you do that and do it on a beautiful timeline that's graceful. You'll be amazed, actually. So I don't need to reiterate that anymore. I hope that really, really is something you believe. Also, again, the Father, like, if you are having a child, if you are thinking that you have or you have a husband or a counterpart, that person's really stepping into a caretaking role in the future for you. Oh, you're going to feel so safe and supported. You don't have to pick up all the load by yourself. It might be a tough conversation you might have to have, in the fact that it's tough to bring it up and get it started, but it's going to navigate beautifully because you have done so much thinking and processing subconsciously on this topic that when you bring it up and into the light, it's going to be a beautifully orchestrated, perfect human experience. The mess is going to be beautiful of that conversation and lead to many, oh my gosh, thank God, outcomes like that, okay? So you're going to be happy with your counterpart if this is about somebody else. If you do have a father who might be on the other side, or like if you have a father who's crossed over or is still here, that father teaching is very much with you, very much supporting you and guiding you. You can ask for more guidance from that person. I do think that you'll be caretaked by the masculine, though. Your structures are going to support your emotion. You've built enough structures, you have enough money and enough security now to go off and like have fun and disappear into the realm of beauty and creativity. On occasion, you'll be able to do it in temperance. Trust yourself. Upon your return, we have the animal inversed and the underworld. Wow. Okay. This is an interesting pool for me because I think that things aren't going to be perfect. And I think that might be the missing link in all of this, is like, you can have this beautiful perfection and get what you want, but things aren't always going to be perfect, and there will still be things that scare you. There will be dreams that are very big. There will be things that don't always make sense, but you're learning how to not freak the hell out and make everything a huge explosion, or be so afraid and in your survival mode or in your childhood stories that you don't know how to handle that. The underworld is the place that the high priestess lives. Persephone has lived there. She got married there. And it was a dark time. You've had some dark times, but now you can navigate that. You have the structure, the support. You go into the underworld to get inspired these days. You can bridge that. You're like, oh good, this is inspiration. What I'm moving through, Very inspiring. I can make something out of this. I want to write something. I think book writers are in this pile. So if you're interested in writing, starting groups, book clubs, yeah, if you're in any groups or you lead any groups, this is for you. Like, you are going to be able to use your past stories and your survival times and your hard stuff and be vulnerable and put it out there, and people will respect you more. So you're going to have a new look on life. You're going to be able to bridge the dark and the light and be like, oh wait, none of it's dark and light. It's actually just reality and me creating, co-creating, and collaborating with spirit. And it's all beautiful. Nothing scares me. You're free of fear in the future. Do you know what that means, to be free of fear? I don't even know. Like, that's astonishing to me. So you're a very advanced player on the earth realm, and it's such a beautiful, awesome place to be, and that's such a huge blessing. Like, wow, it's groundbreaking. Okay, so I'll leave that there. I'm going to go ahead and pull a Norse card for you. So they're Norse divination cards. I don't know how to pronounce them. YGG Duracell. I don't know how to pronounce that. Anyway, you got Dag, Clarity and Novelty. I wanted to read you one of these cards. Let's see here. Oh, I opened right up to Sif. Earth, Fertility, and Family. Yeah. Of course. Okay. Where's Dag? To look for their little thing. Sorry, I know this always do. Okay, here we go. Clarity and Novelty. Also, this is like a warrior touching base with some sort of spirit. I'm getting that Valkyrie energy. Okay. Dagur is either the son of Night or Nerthus by the god of Dellinger. He is the day personified, a god of Asgarder. He represents light, activity, and clarity. He has a bright maned horse called Skinfaxi, and he rides around the sky every 24 hours with Skinfaxi's mane, lighting up the sky according to Odin. The significance of Dagur in the spread is that of a new dawn, light, clarity, and positive energy for activities. He brings a new day with possibilities, new ideas, and has the ability to renew any situation and reset the seeker's question to a clearer and more manageable form. If he is accompanied by any of his family members, his quality is reinforced. Okay, so one thing about this is Odin is standing out to me. Odin also stood out to me in pile 4, so again, I feel like there's some links here. Odin is someone important that maybe you should look into and research and start an altar to, because he's definitely reaching out. Again, I think you're touching bases with the other side. You're making calls out into the universe. Big manifestations and transformations are headed your way, but they're going to happen in a beautiful, graceful, liminal way rather than a big lightning crashing crazy way. Nothing too hectic is going to happen. It's going to be easy and manageable for you, which is a huge blessing because I think you've been through enough. Your biggest problems are usually your anxiety about how you think things might go, and you keep that all bottled up. So just let that go. Talk to your ancestors, the creator, the source. Talk to the earth. Earth scrying and crystal gazing is probably good for you. If you don't already do that, you might want to set aside 10 minutes a week to do something like that. And going on walks as well. Cool. Okay. And then I'm going to pull a couple of tarot cards. So with this new blessing, can we get some more details on that, Spirit? We'd love to know. Oh, got that one. Ooh, I love it. Hooray. Oh, you have some of the same cards as Group 4. I'm telling you, Group 1 and Group 4 were so united. You guys are like, okay, Cheyenne, we get it. I'm going to pull 2 more. Okay. Right off the bat, the Eight of Wands is standing out to me because I just kind of learned a new thing about the Eight of Wands. I knew it was Mercury in Sagittarius, but I heard it reiterated another way by, I don't even remember who it was. It was some tarot reader on YouTube, but okay, so I heard it iterated as in like you have so many ideas and you're like not able to go forward with one of them. I've always thought this was like a major processing card, and Mercury in Sagittarius makes me think it's a wildly expansive seeker's card. So you're very much, again, with that starborn energy, with the 9th house and Jupiter being next to each other and the fish, it's like You're all over the place. You have many new things coming your way. It's not just one thing. You're not just one identity. You're not in that structure anymore. You're reframing your masculinity, matter of fact. That means, yes, your structures, your timeline, your money, your finances, and your routine are going to stay roughly the same, but you're going to be making small changes everywhere that leads to a more fulfilling life where you have more time for creative expansion. There's no more one role for you. You have many roles. They're all blossoming. It's leading to even more ideas. One idea will probably eventually stick out that becomes a new main channel, and that will make you money. Like a passion project will stick out, but you don't need to worry about that. It'll happen perfectly at its own timing, and it'll be obvious because it'll start paying you right away. Like you'll be able to financially support something to do with it. It might seem kind of like I keep seeing jewelry making. I keep seeing different things that you might be crafting too. So, or maybe you are taking money from one area and putting it into another and starting to invest in a project, and that's also in alignment, and eventually that will make its own money. Again, you've made enough money, or someone around you has enough money to support you, and you need to just focus on your creativity and have fun. You're safe and supported. Your divine counterpart is either headed towards you. I have a feeling this group already has their divine counterpart, and things are just going to keep getting better and better. Five of Swords inverse makes me think that you thought things were going to get really bad, and they're actually getting beautiful. The fiery flames there are not flames of destruction and wildness. They're flames of beauty, and I even hear the word glamour, as if like you're becoming more seen in the public eye and you're getting more attention, and your sexuality again is heightening, and you're learning how to keep relationships on a deeper and more beautiful level while also drawing boundaries. Like you don't have to worry anymore about big things like destroying and like causing a big ruckus. And then you have the Knight of Swords inversed here, which makes me think that this sometimes the Knight of Swords has to do with dark hair, tan skin, masculine people. So there could have been, this could have something to do with someone with darker hair, olive skin, Italian people, people who are very quick to act, kind of like fiery people who are like driven and determined. So you might have had a quarrel of sorts, or that could be surrounding, your suspicions could be surrounding someone who looks that way, or it could be you. And now, you don't have to worry so much about that, because actually things are going to head in a really nice, positive direction. You've done something and you've made certain changes that the universe didn't expect you to make, almost like you didn't know, the universe almost didn't know you were going to evolve that much, and you did. And now you're headed towards a really beautiful direction where you don't just like have fires and fights that just like take all of your energy. Now it's like beautiful, nice, transitionary, dreamy, etheric, liminal, godlike manifestations that you get to focus on, which is awesome. I do want to pull some signs around some of the people that might have to do with your next big blessing. Scorpio sun or rising, maybe even a Scorpio moon. Cancer, sun, rising, moon. One more. Okay, Cancer again, sun, rising, moon. Okay, it died. But Cancer is the mother, Scorpio rules genitals, sex organs, so enhanced creativity, and take that as you will. Okay. I'm going to pull a relationship oracle, and then we're going to move on to your very last oracle from Kalima to close this one out beautifully. I do think, ooh, 6th chakra, envisionment, and 29 kindness. Sweet. Yeah, things are going to go so much better than you thought they would. Oh, your envisionment is getting, like, you are definitely a visionary. You see things. I'm going to pull one more just because I like you. Strength, number 38. Beautiful, with an 8-pointed star. It always reminds me of Ishtar, with the moons and the people surrounding and holding their, like your arms being an extension of the heart, and the moon energy really stepping into the feminine, and that being where you draw your strength from, is your feminine empowerment. The frequency of strength supports our ability to harmonize all of our qualities and skills towards a strong and balanced way of being. So yeah, you've really, really evolved. Your next big blessing is going to be whatever, like 1,000 things, and your whole routine and your whole sense of fulfillment and your relationships are all going to get better and be beyond your wildest dreams because you've done so much work on yourself. And then with the 6th chakra, it's like you're changing the way you look at things, and things are better than you thought they would be. And you're getting more psychic. You're probably going to be communing with ancestors, people on the other side. And then 29, kindness. The energy of kindness reminds us to be considerate and wise in our interactions with others and ourselves, and to find the root of our love through our connection to Source. See, I think you were trying to jump ship and like leave something behind, but then you had this like golden idea of actually working on yourself, and it actually made a big difference. You made it through. Like, you did it. You've already made it through, and things are just going to get better, and you're going to learn how to have even longer lasting, more beautiful, more fulfilling relationships even. And that relationships include relationships to your art. And to close out this reading, we're going to pull a Kali card. Let's see here. I want to pull 2. Oh, 3. Oh, yes, I love her. Okay, so we have number 17, the Blue Tara, 27, Sribala, and 26, Shidashi. So I'm going to just read you the first little blip about each one of these. I think that Alana Fairchild's description of these are just so magical. So we have, oh my god, another 27. Dang. Okay, 27, 26, and 17. So we'll start with 17. The Blue Tara. Sweet Mother of Peace now bestows her gifts of clarity, peace, and the power to overcome any negative condition. Just as the beautiful lotus grows from muddied water, so too shall you arise from confusion, difficult circumstance, and heavy energies into a sacred blossoming. If you feel held back or slowed down by circumstance, remember that your soul has the ability to process all experiences and become stronger, not weaker, through doing so. This oracle indicates a healing and positive prediction for a peaceful future. Yeah, girl. Okay. Then 26, Shidashi. Ruby red, with the divine juice of life, she nourishes body, mind, and soul with vitalizing pleasure, life, and joyfulness. Goddess Shidashi restores self-esteem and awareness of your innate value, especially after a time of painful rejection or disappointment. Through her blessings, the desires of the heart can find fulfillment in new ways. She brings divine energy for the manifestation of wishes. Her presence is an indication of inner power to restore yourself and attract what you need into your life. Ooh, yes. And then 27, Sribala. Divine child with wisdom beyond years, the old soul with deep knowing dwells within your heart. She urges you to commit to your most passionate inspiration completely and without hesitation. There are genius and wisdom in what you yearn to do. You have a great capacity to attain fruition than those around you recognize. Believe in yourself even if no one else does. You have talents that you know about, and you're not fully expressing or selling them right now, so do your art. Or you might be having a baby, or both. And more tantric experiences. You know I love the tantric, sacred sexuality vibe, and just so much peace in your future. Okay, let's keep going though. Believe in yourself even if no one else does. It is not imagination that drives you toward your destiny, but an instinctive recognition of your true purpose. Validation from others will come later. Your path is authentic and you are destined to succeed. Yes. Okay, group 1, I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please, please, please like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Let me know. It really helps me to continue making content, and until my next video, bye! Hello, Pile 2. Welcome to your next big blessing reading. There's a plane going by, which makes me feel like things are going to be soaring for you. You chose the double terminated fluorite, which makes me feel like you're very, very, very connected to divine beings at this time. Lots of angel numbers could be circulating. Healing of all sorts, kind of unifying these two polarities. Every end of you is blooming, blossoming, and radiating something. Your effect on others is very empowering right now, very enticing, lots of opportunities coming towards you, deep healing happening through opportunities and abundance. We have the butterfly. Woo, I love the butterfly. Again, I think this kind of correlates directly to the fluorite being your crystal. Now, the only thing I do want to say is sometimes with this butterfly energy, we could have came out of a cocoon time, which makes me also be drawn to this area of like, you know, things might have been in the shadow and you could still be half in the shadow and in the middle of a very intense transformation. And you could have had some, you know, something bad feeling that you went through, whether it be a long-lasting journey through lifetime, or it's like something specific that you've recently come out of and you're starting to reemerge and reset and recharge, learning how to use those wings and dry off that wing from that slimy cocoon dark energy. Overall, your transformation has already been set in motion. You're already on the path. So let's go ahead and grab some more cards and get right into your reading. So Spirit, for group 2, what are some of these new blessings to do with Sagittarius? I see also for the oracle cards, I don't read upside down. I don't think that's necessary for this reading. Uranus, genius. Okay, South Node, life's debts. Grand Cross, provoker, and 10th house, the world. Oh, okay. So you've definitely, I get definite like heavy, large energy here where something mega has transformed about you. Okay, so pulling your astrology card, sorry, I had to stop and restart the video. I pulled your astrology cards to figure out where this next big blessing is really happening. Again, I do think with the South Node life's debts and the Grand Cross provoker, literally some karmic things kind of happened that you were like, where did that come from? I never thought I would have been in that scenario. I never thought that I would feel this way. I never thought that this would be my reality. And I think that some of your dreaminess was maybe taken away from you, and you were incredibly grounded into this material realm, and things shifted about you because of that. Now, this led to you making more money or coming up with more opportunities to understand where these financial experience and work and making more money was necessary and a part of your path as well. So relationship to the financial realm is really sticking out to me. So I think your next big blessing definitely has to do with long-lasting wealth. It has to do with career status. It has to do with finding out how you're going to make the bulk of your money in this world, your level of security, your public facing identity with money. So you went through some really gnarly stuff, but it's going to lead you to a career path, if you will. Also moving, because 10th house, to me, I think of Saturn and I think of owning land and agriculture. So you might be purchasing some sort of land or moving into a space that is karmically yours. So the universe does want you to know that if you're thinking of moving, or you need a space, or you need some sort of expansion, or you need money coming in, that is going to be a product of what you have been through. Tidbits of knowledge that you gained in past jobs and things like that, another plane, which makes me feel like it's kind of on the right path because we started there, are going to come in handy. So you've been working towards this thing. You already have an idea of what it's going to be and what knowledge you'll need and what you'll need to do. And now you're going to apply it to the real world. The Sagittarius I see is like, you know what wildness you already have and possess. You know what you've already been through, and you know what to do and not to do because you've studied and you've explored this realm already. And then with Uranus genius, now you're actually philosophizing. Jesus. You're philosophizing. Oh my God. A new way, a new pattern, a new flow to get into. And you're wondering how it's going to come into reality. Now, this will have to do with explorations. You might be traveling and you might have to take a class or learn something new in order to take it to the next level. There could be people, or it's maybe a leap of faith even, because Sagittarius rules the 9th house and the 9th house has to do with faith. Uranus makes me think of the Fool card, which is a leap of faith. And in order to get to the next material level, you might have to take some sort of leap of faith or try something brand new or study something new. Going back to school could be a thing. Traveling and looking outside of where you originally thought you would live could be a thing as well. I want to ask the universe a little bit about the signs that have to do with these changes and important zodiac signs that will be to do with Group 2's next big changes. Sun, Moon, or Rising, Gemini. Sun, Moon, or Rising, Taurus. And Sun, Moon, or Rising, Virgo. So some of those signs could be resonating, some couldn't be. This is a general reading, so just take what you like. You could have this sense of time running out. It's not, okay? Like whatever's going on, you have plenty of time. The universe isn't going to put you through any more turbulence that you feel like you can't handle because you've been through enough. The Grand Cross Provoker is such a tight squeeze, and it's usually like God is behind it. Like these big lessons are there to really put you on your path and also help you to pay off any karmic debt. So releasing old things is important. Like, let's say you struggled with substance abuse, maybe you got cheated on, maybe you got betrayed, and there's been this habit of not trusting people, etc. There's an old you that's being left behind in that cocoon, and you're shedding it and learning how to be this new person, which means being innovative with the way you use your money, the way you explore new things. Your sense of expansion is changing. There's no more flying off the rail and going nuts and like being really manic and crazy for you. Like now it's about like being serious and finding your next place to live. I think that's what it's to do with, but it also could be to do with getting a new job, settling into a new type of routine, breaking old habits around finding like a sense of home and comfort and work all together and wrapping it up in a beautiful, perfect for you kind of package. You're shifting your whole routine. And that's what your next big blessing is to do with. So before we head into the journey of how this will all take place, I'm going to pull one or two of these African goddess cards. We have Untitled Pleasure. And I already said that, but I don't really do oracle cards upside down. And we have Satira Brazen. Okay, so for Satira, Brazen, and Untitled Pleasure, I do feel like there's this need to make a change that makes you more fulfilled and happy and in touch with your goddess self, more in touch with the dreamy part of you. 11 is like the teacher who allows us to be fulfilled through leading by example. So no matter what, I would say that in order to get your next big blessing, you will have to walk the walk no matter what. So this means staying out of trouble, not partaking in toxic things as much as possible, staying on top of your health, putting yourself out there more, letting people actually see your journey and your process. Spirit wants you to know that if you do create anything, or you have a craft or content or business or anything like that, that it's important for you to keep on going and not give up. And then with Satira Brazen, I feel like this is like you're still a hard worker. Also, the 17 is standing out to me because 17 is the number of the star card, which I often feel is very butterfly energy. It's very cocoony. It's very like, and I mean the star card in the tarot, it's very much about coming back to the body and coming back to just like the native self and the earth and the elements so that we can recreate this way of life using what's available to us already. So it's like a lot of things might not change that much. You might have some big shifts of terrain because the butterfly leaves the earth into the air, right? We leave the grounded, the heavy, the slow moving into the fast moving. But I think that means that you could literally move or something like that. You might have some travel that you'll have to do before then. It might be somewhere you weren't expecting to move or somewhere far away from where you're living now. Uranus means like just embrace what's most innovative, like use what you have and know that what you have is enough to make what you want, and that will bring you an opportunity to have more pleasure and a more spiritual, expansive practice. So pleasure practices, embodiment practices, sacred sexuality, creativity, working with the sacral and the third eye chakras are all important. to provoke change, and you're still going to be hardworking and things are going to pay off. The train in the background is literally like bursting through blocks, and the water is flowing and the garden's growing, and she has a bountiful basket of fruit. She's in like the Rasta colors, which makes me think she's like chill and calm amongst all the chaos. There's multiple water flows. So it's like you have multiple streams pushing you forward on your path to stay going with the flow, and the universe is going to unlock the doors as you get to them, and it will all be obvious. But your participation in your own happiness and in your own ability to just be present to the world and what you have at hand is what's most important. You have all the pieces. It's about fitting them together in a practical way now. So we're going to move on to the Kim Krans archetypes deck, and this is going to tell us a little bit how this path will unfold for you. Okay. 1. Oh, that's weird. Whoa. 1. I feel like I want to see all of these. 2, 3, 4. But I also want like clarity cards. Yeah, we're gonna have to pull some clarity cards. Creator and the sustainer. Okay, what about 4? Gnosis. Okay. I see. Yeah. So in this, we're gonna go through this whole entire spread, but this spread, essentially, it's called The Heroine's Journey. It's by Kim Krans. It allows you to see what is calling you, how it all plays out, and what the reward and the return looks like after this journey. So what's calling you, Kairos, is like, you know that you're connected to the universe, and there's this sense of spirit that's making you think, you know, everything is possible. However, you're very afraid that loss is going to accompany whatever you're trying to create. And that is true, but there is nothing to fear here, because what you're returning to is the bridge. And the bridge makes me feel like you're able to connect the dots. So whatever you do need to leave behind, it might feel like the underworld. You might be like, this is totally unknown. I'm scared. I've stepped too far into the spiritual world, and now I'm like manifesting things and I don't know how to stay on top of it, and I'm having a hard time sustaining it. But in fact, what this is showing is that after you allow yourself to let go of expectations that aren't realistic, and you get really real about how to be sustainable in your creative process, and you get really real that, you know, things are going to sometimes be hard. You already know that. You've already been through enough to know that. And I don't think that you don't need any convincing that sometimes things are hard. But you're learning how to deal and bridge the gap of those two things. Like, death and circulation is omnipresent in the creative process. You will have to clear out things that no longer serve you to bring in new abundance and opportunity. That's just the laws of nature, and you're not exempt to those things. Your anxiety gets the best of you, though, and it puts you in a state where you're unable to create realistically. You're trying so hard to escape reality sometimes because you have a valid amount of pain that you're also simultaneously working through, and you're doing so in a very spiritual manner. It can be very overwhelming, and then you become unrealistic, and then you become frozen. So the ordeal will be about making a sustainable choice, which I think that there are certain things that feel hard, or like you don't have enough, or you don't know what to do next, and you're waiting for this big godly sign. And in reality, it's right here in the real world. What's most realistic? What's available to you? That is where the next big change lies for you, and the next big blessing will be most abundant. It's what you already know. Gnosis is about just this undeniable knowing. It's about mystery and the material leading to one another, right? So a profound knowing leads to mystery, and a profound mystery leads to a knowing, and so on and so forth. And that's a circle of life, and you are following that, and you're on this wheel turning, and you're wondering where it's going to stop. And I think you already know, and I think you know where to go. But your survival instincts, the animal inside of you, you're still recovering from past traumas, and you're still wondering how you're going to get there. And you don't know. There's a youthful part of you that still doesn't know how to handle this type of energy, but you're going to know. The animal part of you is going to know instinctually what to do, and it already does. You already have your eye on the prize. Ask the most rooted part of yourself what it could do right now to make the change you want to make. Where could you move right now? Where do you feel called to go? What do you need to do to make this happen? Because it's in your hands. It's in the animal self, the root chakra. Where do you need to go to find security in a sustainable manner? You don't need to be scared. That's just trying to hold, your fear is just trying to hold you back. This isn't any part of your future. It's the threshold you have to step over, is this fear of change. Fear of cycling old things out that no longer serve you. And then the bridge is your return. So you've learned how to actually make this bridge. I think you think that the flowing waters behind all the opportunities are almost things that are scary and rides that could lead to your demise almost. And you think that your opportunity and your emotions are not to be trusted, when in reality, they're opportunities to explore new lands. But in order to get on the other side of that creative inspiration, you will have to take what you have on this side, on one side of the flowing water, and you'll have to use that to make a bridge to get over to the other side, and then you get to explore that new territory. There's nothing dangerous in that process. You're going to be totally okay. Nothing to fear. I know it's brand new territory, though, that you're venturing into. Okay. So everything's going to be fine, and stay out of the survival part of you that thinks that things are going to crash in on you and like you need to do something outrageous to get what you want. It's pretty obvious. Just trust it. Okay. So moving on, we have some Norse divination cards. I'm going to pull a card from there. Healing and medicine. Oh. So these are just some guidance cards. And Freya, love, fertility, and sexuality. Okay. I do feel like strong Nine of Pentacles motherhood energy here. So changing homes, land, gardening, sexuality, your wildness, your fertility is all coming together in a very beautiful, enlightened manner. And I think that I don't even need to read about these two, because I know that this has to do with you stepping into your sacred feminine energy, you just letting things come to you, you receiving, using your practicality and your beauty to navigate the material realm in a very embodied, feminine, empowered way. So where is your motherly, maternal instinct guiding you to go? What's the best choice for you and your inner child, or if you're having a child, your child, or your family, or your practice? What is most medicinal, most sacred, most sensual to you, and where can you make that bloom? Where is the best, most fertile soil to actually make this bloom long term? Ask yourself that. So I do want to pull some tarot cards with this. So right off the bat, I'm feeling like ding, 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 ding. Okay, the tarot cards have been making multiple appearances today. Ooh, it's really catching my eye here. Okay, so the Chariot coming up, the more motherhood type of stuff. So you could be healing wounds around your maternal archetype, your mother, your actual mother, learning to reparent your inner child. There's a sense also of like being betrayed, but you're not going to be betrayed. You're actually learning how to work with what you have. Like I think you've had to run off in the past, or you felt like you had to run away from your problems. You felt like there was no choice for you to stay home and stay grounded and comfortable. Empress, yeah. So you could be having a lot of feelings around receiving and your inner femininity and your ability to actually be happy and fulfilled and have things come to you, and for it to be that easy. You were like doubting that, I think, and that's actually what your next big blessing has to do with, is this very structured masculine is going to be surrounding you, whether that be your creativity paying off, your work having a solid structure for you to count on and then build your schedule around. You keeping on working towards your dreams is important. Sacred sexuality, tantric experiences are very much a part of it. The combination of masculine and feminine and the six-pointed star, you're paving a new path to find out how you and your loved one and your inner masculine and feminine can coincide in a healthy, sustainable way. So wherever you're going next has to do with you literally long-term feeling safe, supported, comfortable, like you can handle anything because you're so grounded and rooted in this sense of just like inner unity, like you know that no matter what, you're taken care of, and that makes the people around you feel taken care of. And through that confidence, you start to lessen the load and balance out, right? You know, like, okay, here's what I'm working on and what I'm working through, but it's not all bad, right? Like there's hard stuff, but there's still plenty of fulfillment. There's 2 cups behind him, which makes me think there's a relationship that will be healing and going through a lot of profound, beautiful transformation. So if you're looking for love, or calling in a new life, or you already have a romantic partner, a lot of this has come up in almost all of them. Tantric stuff, looking into any sort of like sacred sex alchemy, and doing that on your own or with a partner is going to call in even more bounty and abundance for you and your love life. But that doesn't mean that the work is done just because love life is going good. You know that you have your own dreams, aspirations, and money to make, and that will happen, but it's going to feel a little bit dark and lonely sometimes because you are such a driven person and you do have such real responsibilities, and you do have to figure out how to make it all work and balance those things out with your creativity, because your creativity and your sexuality and your happiness matters. In that process, that stuff becomes very overwhelming when you start thinking other people are out for you, going to take you down, when you start victimizing yourself, thinking that people are not helpful, or like you start blaming other people. No, it's about you. You are the one that is going through change, not anybody else. Your destiny doesn't depend on anybody else's. Staying out of other people's business is important for you. You need to be more self-sufficient, as in like not rely on other people for ideas and your day-to-day life and your day-to-day stuff. Like, I think healing this maternal wound is important for you, because it's like, I think you want someone else to do it for you deep down because you've been let down, but that's not how it's going to be. You're going to do it for yourself and be very empowered. That way, whatever you receive, you're grateful for it. It seems really obvious, but those wounds are very real for you. And you're, again, this like 8-pointed star showing up, and all these stars make me feel like you're very connected to the universe, and your connection to the universe and your spirituality and your sensuality and your sacred sexual unions are going to come into play with healing that on an alchemical level. And that's why I think maybe if you're having a baby, or you're calling in child or family life or anything like that, that union is very important. Take that as you will. The wheat is standing out to me, like farms, agriculture, and buying land are sticking out, or moving again. But yeah, no one is going to stop you, so just be kind and don't expect anything from other people. Like, expect the most from your own internal mother, and then things will start to go in the right direction. With that being said, I'll pull an oracle card for your relationships. Transparency. The energy of transparency supports our expansion towards a higher vibrational state of being with more insight, honesty, and clarity. Attraction. The energy of attraction amplifies the qualities that attract and support us on our journey toward inner balance and harmony. Abundance. The energy of abundance activates our ability to manifest wealth we need and the sense of fulfillment that comes from a heart and soul that are overflowing with love and gratitude. And kindness. The energy of kindness reminds us to be considerate and wise in our interactions with others and ourselves, and to find the root of our love through a connection to source. So when you are in your spirituality and in your femininity and your creativity, you're not really worried about what other people are doing, because you're just grateful for whatever they offer, and then you're able to just focus on you, and then whatever comes around you is magnetized to you, and that's your flow of manifestation. And then that's your flow of also abundance. Like, you can call in things and find the right things when you're just like in your creative flow and working on what you need to work on, and then having, you know, that frosting of beautiful connection with other people so that you can be kind. But I think sometimes you put it all out. You don't know how to handle all of it, so then you throw it on everybody else and blame people. And you think it's going to be up to them to change. It's up to you to be transparent with yourself on what really needs to change and what your expectations are and how you need to inner parent yourself, which is a hard thing to do. But you're capable, and this next part of your life is going to be about that. So the sooner you come into a flow with understanding and accepting yourself, the sooner you will attract the abundance you need so that you can be in this state of transparent kindness, so that you're not scared of other people hurting you or letting you down, because that's in the past for you now. So lastly, I'm going to pull a Kali Ma card to close out your reading. And we have Sri Bala. She came out in another one. So she's number 27. Divine child with wisdom beyond her years, the old soul with deep knowing dwells within our hearts. She urges you to commit to your most passionate inspirations completely and without hesitation. There are genius and wisdom in what you yearn to do. You have greater capacity to attain fruition than those around you recognize. Believe in yourself even if no one else does. It is not imagination that drives you toward your destiny, but an instinctive recognition of your true purpose. Validation from others will come later. Your path is authentic and you are destined to succeed. I also feel like you might be getting some sort of career upgrade, like maybe a raise or a promotion or something that's more long-lasting, which allows you to maybe have the confidence to make a big move or big change. Sri Bala is also number 27, which is the length of years for a Saturnine orbit, which is linked to the 10th house, which we had, which made me think you were moving. Saturn is the god of agriculture, long drawn out, change and evolution at any cost. So whatever needs to move forward is going to move forward. Also, the child thing really stuck out to me. There's a raven or a crow really going off outside. So whatever's going to change around you is going to be for your highest good. There's not going to be any pain with you and other people. I think you feel underestimated sometimes, or you feel left out in the cold, but no one's actually going to do anything or attack you. I think that actually it's crystal clear in the future for you, and it's more so dealing with past griefs and learning to balance work life and partnership so that you can make necessary changes in the real world. And a lot of money accompanies that. So with that, I hope you enjoyed this reading. I'm very excited for you. If this resonated for you, please leave a comment down below. If anything didn't serve you, just take what you like and leave the rest. This is a general reading. And until next time, I'll see ya. Bye. Hello, group 3. So right off the bat, you chose the Flower Agate. I really like this one. I feel like this one is just so precious and beautiful, and I do get like a Virgoic energy around it. I also feel Taurus, Libra, Pisces, and even Capricorn. I don't know, those all just kind of came through, but the main thing that I kind of want to see what's in the cards, because I get a lot of different things from this. I think that just the concept of blooming in pink is very significant here, and I think that things are very hidden to you. I don't think you know necessarily the extent of the blessings, which is kind of why I want to pull cards. Okay, so right off the bat, your very first card, we have the hawk guiding this reading. I do get the elder feminine energy surrounding you and guiding you right now. Aunts, grandmothers, mothers, like the universal mother is kind of guiding you to not leave things behind, but to actually get a bird's eye view on stuff so that you can see how in power and how in control you really are. There's a sense of independence and freedom and majestic, omenistic, just like radical expansion that comes with the hawk spreading her wings. There's a sense of connection to ancestral genius, I want to say, like your genetics are taking over. You have a specific life path that's kind of calling you, and you're seeking to find that. And I think the blooming and the hawk symbology and the air element all coming together here is like you're being circulated with new ideas, and you're really refreshing your outlook on what is possible for you. So let's see what is possible for you. What does your next big blessing have to do with group 3? Yeah, 3. Wow, another mystery card. Oh, jeez. Okay, wow. Can I get one more? What else? Come on, give us some. Damn. I'm dripping right now. Okay. Well, one major thing that's standing out to me is I think that, again, we have reinvention here, which is kind of obvious, right? And then we have the 8th house being inversed with endings and beginnings. We have Black Moon, Lilith mystery, and lunar eclipse change. Then we have 9th house faith and 7th house partners. I think that some things are up in the air for you. I think that you are kind of wondering if certain things are good enough for you, and you're wondering if you're good enough for certain things, and your next big blessing has to do with shifting all of that. Everything needs to be looked at right now. You need that zoomed out lens. You need to think about the pros and cons of what you want to do in the world next, because you obviously are sensing your spirit calling you onto new horizons. And I think this could be a scary energy, but you're responding very well because you've already done the bulk of the thinking and the processing on this. So it's not so much about navigating emotions, it's about figuring out what exactly you want to change. And that, you know, the mystery and the spirit of life, and then also the 9th house being here, makes me feel like you have a spiritual thing to take on, that you might be stepping into the role of more of a psychic, or more of a even a card reader, or someone who's into, I hear tasseography, tasseomancy, which is tea leaf reading, oracle cards. Like, I think stepping into your spirit is really going to help you find what you need to do next, because I think that you not only have some job changes ahead of you, but obviously some partnership changes ahead of you. And I think that energy is a hot spot. Yeah, I do think so, because I think you want things to turn out for the best. Obviously, we all do. But there are some things that haven't been revealed to you yet that would possibly change your outlook and allow you to have more faith in your intuition. Okay, and I feel like that is going in a direction maybe that makes it more confusing than clarifying. So first of all, what people are involved in this next big blessing for group 3? What is their sun, moon, or rising? So we have Leo, sun, moon, or rising. Pisces, sun, moon, or rising. Let's go ahead and do 5 more. Or, sorry, 3 more. So we have 5 total. Capricorn, sun, moon, or rising. Virgo, sun, moon, or rising. And Gemini, sun, moon, or rising. So I think that there could be this sense, I feel a sense of stagnicity and oldness that you are trying so hard to leave behind. You do not want any more stagnicity and things that don't inspire you. I just got this like bolt, this lightning shake, jolt feeling of like, no more things that don't inspire me. I'm willing to cut out anything that I need to. I'm willing to move forward on anything I need to. I'm grounded, I'm real, but I'm also trying to see things for what they are. And I think that you're so realistic that sometimes you have a harder time zooming out and seeing like the grand picture of things, which is why your spirit's calling to you, because you're being called to get more lost in your intuition and more out there and more etheric and more in your beliefs and your intuition and your femininity, and that part of you that just wants to receive for the sake of receiving and just be gifted things for being you, rather than always having to work for things or sift through things or manage things. It's more about now finding what inspires you and taking a more childlike, creative, expansive attitude on things. And this is going to affect your partnerships. It's also going to affect your idea of yourself and your spirituality. I think you've held off on being spiritual because you're so here in the real world. I don't want to say held off on being spiritual. I think you've been holding out, though, your spiritual gifts and actually claiming them. Does anyone even know how spiritually inclined or equipped you are to navigate things intuitively? Do you show that enough? Because I kind of think you got to give yourself more credit and come out of the broom closet, if you will. And that will make big changes. I think spell work could be really fun for you. Stepping into that part of you that wants to just dream and be like in your diary almost, like have some more fun with the possibilities and the ideas, so that you're not trying to manage the real world, and miss out on the beauty that just exists within you and your ancestral lineage, and all the ties that are happening. Like, there is so much beauty to be had and to be felt around you, but I think you're so dialed in on trying to figure out what's next that you sometimes miss the opportunity to explore yourself. And also with the 8th house being inversed, I feel like pleasure is an important piece that you're missing. So diving into Isis, Egyptian, like the Magdalene manuscript could be a good one for you to read, because it's all about, well, just look into it. Like, the tantric experience might be important for you to learn about, and I think your partner will take a liking to that if you have a partner. Also, I'm getting the sense that X energy is circulating out in full. So you're kind of fully letting things come full circle with any past relationships, ties, and experiences, or past roles that you played in relationships. You're letting that completely go and circulate out, which is beautiful. Very nice cleanse so that the spirit can take over and start guiding you towards something more fulfilling. So fulfillment is kind of the next big blessing, and it will also bleed into the partnership region and zone. Before we go into the actual journey that's about to take place, I want to go ahead and pull some of these African goddess oracles. We have Tanit Pleasure. What did I say? Pleasure. Girl. Ma'at. Oh my god, and I just said Isis in Egypt, and literally Ma'at is, I mean, it's from this African, well, Egypt is in Africa, but Ma'at is like very Isis-y, giving and receiving pleasure. Okay, your sexual life needs more attention because this is going to be a great part of your future. And if you don't have a partner, or if you're looking to expand your partnership, that is a big part of your next big blessing, is getting a partner, and or expanding on your partnership with someone. And this is going to be a very sacred union. It's going to feel like, wow, I've been missing out on this like lifetime experience of pleasure. So I think you're so serious in a way about your goals and your ambitions, and you're so used to climbing and to dissecting and deciphering, and you're very, very, very smart and very connected, and it can almost be like overload for you how connected and smart and intelligent and empathic you are, that you don't leave yourself enough time for joy, pleasure, and fun, and exploring like the past life stuff and the spiritual stuff, and the tantric sex path is going to be really fun for you. So I also see 2 sets of snakes. Oh, whoa, actually those are swans, I think. Okay. Yeah, beauty and pleasure could be reflected a lot. That Gemini energy is there. Yeah, like philosophical shifts in you are going to be happening. Like you're going to be changing your actual outlook on how things should be and what fulfills you, because you're going to have some more experiences regarding like, oh, I'm stepping into my embodied, empowered feminine self, who has enough on the material realm, who manifests what she really wants, who has the friends and the relationships and the partnerships and the like pleasure fulfillment that she needs to then go and dream and have fun and be full of whimsy. Like, you have all fronts taken care of. Whatever you're trying to get a big outlook on, your next big blessing has to do with you having all fronts on lock, taken care of. Partnership is good. But partnership is in need of some like fluffing and sprucing and some extra efforts on your part of letting in that energy. And the more you step into your spirituality and get lost in the world of goddess energy and you learn more, the more you're going to be inclined to experiment with yourself and your own sacred energy and your own sexuality. And that doesn't mean that you're inexperienced or that you're not into like risque stuff. It just means that there's more there for you. You're even more deep and more witchy than you might have given yourself credit for. And that's going to be playing a big role in this next round. I think you have significant people, like these 2 sets around, make me feel like there are people around you that are inspiring this momentum that will have information for you. They could also be into Egypt as well. So yeah, pleasure looking into, I swear that Magdalene manuscript has stuff with Isis and Horus in it. And I was already picking up on that energy, and then now this makes me feel even more so. So if you can listen to that book or pick up a copy or start practicing some sort of red tantra, or learning the basics of that and studying, it will be a good jumping off point, if you will. And then also maybe having an ancestral altar, because you're going to be downloading and receiving lots of info from the women who came before you. Whew. Beautiful. Things are turning out a lot better than I think you even expected them to. So now we're going to go ahead and move into your journey. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I do want to pull a couple of little clarities too here. Okay, I see. Okay, I don't know where that just cut off, so I'm just going to continue on with, I'm going to start back at the threshold. So with the threshold here, you know that a big shift is coming on, and I had this thing hit me that said, before the camera cut out, that you have had you've been disappointed and let down and made to feel like what you desired wasn't there for you, so much that where you were turned on and sparked up and lit up in the very beginning of things, in maidenhood, right? I feel like that maidenhood card at the end is like you get to return to the, I was thinking like diary. Remember I was saying like you need to just be in your diary, like in your original dreamy self who wants things and wants to experience love and pleasure and fun and sacredness and new money and all sorts of stuff. And you got disappointed and you got pulled away, and the only things you have to reference to for how big changes can happen is that there's some level of like pain that comes with it, or there's some level of martyrdom even. And that is not what's going to happen this time. The universe is giving you a new reference. So don't reference the past anymore. The past is a place of reflection, not residence, you know? And so you know a big change is coming. And you almost follow this script of like, oh, it's going to be a lot of pain and hardship to get what I want. And that is not true. Really what it's going to be, the ordeal here, is the temple and the lover. When you start to, it'll line up perfectly. Like the timing always is ironic, how it's like as soon as you're like fully able to just spend more time exploring just what you're interested in, just for the sake of being interested in it. Once you view yourself as the goddess, the body of the body is the temple, pleasuring the temple, bringing offerings to the temple. I feel like you already eat pretty good. You take care of yourself really well, but it's like more beauty and flower and nectar and sensuality, like your religion. What is your religion, right? You are not the church. You are you. And what does that look like? What does worshiping you look like? Because that act of sacred offering and pleasure to the self is something that's going to bring you so much heart fulfillment and allow so much growth in other areas to happen. Because once you show yourself that you're worth those feelings, in that sense of, I just follow my heart. Because I see this yellow, right? And then the green. It's like literal solar plexus, guiding light, following the heart. I don't have a structure or a set thing. I'm free. I'm expanding always. I'm traveling. The mystery is beautiful. I have my fundamental toolkit. I have the people that matter to me, and I know how to refine relationship. I know how to get into my dream self and then trust my my surroundings and the universe, and my connection to myself is like a religion in and of itself. I make offerings to myself. The body is the temple. So again, a lot of this pleasure stuff coming through, and somebody else will be there for that. Somebody else is going to learn from that, and if you let them in on that, you already know who it is, and if you don't, they're coming very, very, very soon. So love and sensuality has a lot to do, and that creativity allows you to do many other things. I want it to be clear that this isn't just like a fun sexy time. This is like an all-encompassing confidence boost, rewiring of how you think of yourself and what you believe yourself to be capable of, because your habits have shifted due to your confidence and ability to flow with what ignites you, and therefore you carry out more creative endeavors and more hobbies, and you follow through on what you've been wanting to do and create, and you try new things because you're open-minded, you're open to receive. You're having regular meditation time too. Your meditations could be heightening. Again, connection to ancestors, that Egyptian thing, Egyptian connections, books, things like that are connecting you back to the source of what you desire most. And this allows people to be magnetized to you that want to share that with you. Now, the gift is the sustainer. You're changing the way you manage things. You don't have to always be so meticulous and specific and on top of things, and you don't have to be the caretaker anymore. You get to be the lover, the sustainer. The universe is going to help you come into this beautiful flow where you can feel safe and zoomed out, and you know you can trust your practicality enough to get lost then in the beauty of things. So again, this message of everything is going to go along in a very beautiful, authentic way for you that's much more graceful than you might have expected, and much more pleasurable as well. And upon your return, you have this knowing of yourself. You have this knowing of what you want to do next in the world, and what brings you joy, and what your inner child self had wanted in the first place. You get to really finish that. Like, you get to explore that map in full. Like, what you wanted to be when you grew up wasn't a title per se. It was a state of mind, and you've been waiting for that to come to fruition, and it's going to come to fruition. And there's this sense of radiant confidence all around you that allows you to move forward in such an embodied, empowered way where things are so nice. I feel like you have friends and family and so much growth happening around you, and everyone knows like whatever you focus on is just destined for success and triumph and victory. Yeah, and I'm feeling a lot of Six of Wands energy, which is very victorious, and like you've been through enough. It's time to come home and come off the battlefield and just have fun now. Okay? So I want to pull one of the Norse divination cards for you. I will read it as well. Let's see here. I'm just going to pull one right off the Judgment and Final Decision, Hirokin. Okay. I want to pull another one with that. Balance of Contraries. Oh, honestly, do I pull one more? I heard it now. Okay, don't do it. So we have Hirokin and Grimner. So Balance of Contraries and Judgment and Final Decision. So I will actually just read these because I'm not super well practiced with the Norse divination cards yet. But I wanted to pull these kind of as a measure of guidance for what's upcoming and how to kind of navigate the territories that you're stepping into and that you've already been traversing. So I'm looking for their little sigils in here. Okay, so Hirokin and Grimner. Let's see here. So they're somewhere right around here. Hirokin, okay. Hirokin is a giantess. Her presence represents strength of mind in a tough situation and the relief that comes with making a decision after a period of indecisiveness. When the world lost Baldur the White, every being was dumbstruck with grief. All gods attended his huge funeral in full chariots, and they were giants and frost giants, elves and dark elves, and beings from other worlds were all present there, but no one could move Baldur's funeral ship, not even poor, despite vigorous attempts. The gods had to summon the strongest being in the cosmos, Hirokin. The giantess was called upon and came riding on a giant, magnificent horse using poisonous snakes as reins. No god, giant, or any other being could hold that horse. Once Hirokin dismounted, with one push she propelled Baldur's ship from shore so that the earth trembled. The earth often trembles when Hirokin... The earth often trembles from Hirokin and her horse. She represents the impassive and strong decision-making. This card signifies the end of a period of indecisiveness, a steadfast decision, one that can shake the foundation of the seeker's path in previous decision-making, and a turn of events in an unexpected but decisive direction. Woo! I was getting very out of breath. Okay, you could be tired, because I'm feeling tired. Wow, okay. And then the balance of contrary. So where does this judgment lead you? Oh my gosh. Grimner is said to wield the powers of ice and fire, the power of opposite and the power of two opposite elements, which combined makes up the fabric of the universe. He is only mentioned in folklore where he is able to make flame from ice and freeze fire. But subject to the allowance of Fornjotter, king of Niflheim, oh god. In folklore, he is said to be the son of him and someone else, the snow nymph. Sorry, I don't know how to say these things. This card represents a balance between opposites. Grimner has the talent to either combine opposite forces and reconcile them or to keep them apart. The card can represent a solution or compromise for the seeker. If Grimner comes up in the spread with no, he didn't. Okay. He is doubly reinforced. Nifl and someone else. Gosh, sorry. Influence Grimner in the spread. Nifl will... Okay, we don't have either of those. The name means masked one. In some texts, the name is thought of as one of Odin's many forms. Okay, Odin has come up every single time. Odin is reaching out in this spread as well, so if you haven't researched Odin, working with Odin could be for you. Point blank. I just feel like I need to mention that before I move on. So, you could also be thinking of leaving a relationship. And I don't think that's going to happen. I think that it's actually about coming together. That's a test for you. Receiving more is more of the test than leaving. Because unless, of course, it's a dangerous situation, but I think that trying for more pleasure and beauty on your part and exploring your goddess self is going to bring so much gifts to this situation. And you're tired of being the masculine one. No more like trying to sort things out and navigate them. It's just about going into your creative flow, and what stays stays and what goes goes. But you'll be surprised at your magnetism and attraction that happens if you give pleasure and beauty and all those things a chance to become a part. And that doesn't mean it won't be a little bit rocky or hard, or there won't be mishaps and things like that. Like it's still life, but you are going to benefit greatly from doing something of that sort and taking on something like that. So we'll pull some tarot cards, just some guidance. Ooh, okay. I always joke that the Ace of Wands is like BDE. I think that upon your ideas, like upon your new explorations, you're going to have a lot. Again, there's a lot of sexual energy in the Ace of Wands and the Queen of Wands. Stepping into our witchiness, but also the Hermit being here, Virgo, and this six-pointed star is like the combination of masculine, feminine energy. So a lot of combination energy here where we are like trying it out. And I think you do put in a good deal of effort into relationship and into upcoming things, so you can be sure if that's going to be a part of your next round of manifestations, while also balancing that act with work and working through old pain. I think that, you know, there is always going to be a level of pain that you work through, and maybe even disappointment or grief, because you've been through so much and you're still working hard and you're still trying to create new stuff, and that grief can fuel that sometimes, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't hurt. So you've been through some stuff, and I think your next big blessing has to do with actually finding that fulfillment and actually bringing your masculine and feminine together, you walking a tantric path of self, you treating yourself as this well-rounded, holy being that's in touch with their ancestors and very in tune with sacred sexuality, and exploring what that means and what that feels like, what that looks like, knowing that you're grounded enough to make good decisions, but also in tune with the flow of the feminine mystery of life. So you're working, trusting the structure, working through old emotional wounds, and in that you might still feel lonely, and you might still feel like you have to do it on your own sometimes, but that's good for you actually, because that's where you come up with your ideas and start new projects and have new things to work on, and then you know how to balance the things you need to work on with the sacred pleasure that you get to guide. You know, your masculinity of managing and controlling things and not having any time for fun is actually going to turn into this sense of, oh, now what I guide is a sensual experience. I want to bring people in on what I'm interested in, not just in what I want to control and manage. People don't have to just be a part of the responsibility. They get to be a part of my fun, expansive, femme, hot girl phase as well. So I'll just leave it at that. I'm going to pull one relationship card and then a Kali card to close out the reading. I'm going to pull these two. Forgiveness. The energy of forgiveness strengthens our capacity to let go of unwanted feelings and emotions. And authenticity. The energy of authenticity supports our choice to be genuine and truthful in all aspects of our lives with others as well as ourselves. Transparency. The energy of transparency supports our expansion towards a higher vibrational state of being with more insight, honesty, and clarity. So I do think that you are going to have a conversation with someone, or you're going to let the old kind of circulate out, and whether that's old relationships or old people that you're still hanging on to, or literal like dynamics in relationships, you're going to have honest, transparent, like an honest, transparent state where you're real with yourself, so that will lead to being real in conversation or being soft and supple in your self-expression, so that other people have the opportunity to make shifts before you make some sort of final choice or final decision. So something is going to be revealed too. I think that you're going to be happy with what's revealed to you, whether it's new love coming into your life or how a lover responds when you speak to them. Something good is coming no matter what in love and in your sense of pleasure in self. Now, in that process, we have, to close out the reading, we have Dhumavati and Kalaratri. So starting with, we'll go 32 first. So, she appears beneath the cloak of night, revealing the truths that must be known to set the heart free. She offers you an opportunity to engage in a profound and enduring transformation. This will lead to a powerful rebirth, free from even the most persistent patterns of pain of your past. Your soul is in deep healing. Recovery can be painful, but that pain is temporary, and you will re-emerge renewed and released. In time, you will greet your rising destiny from an entirely new and improved inner foundation. You are blessed to experience a new life within this lifetime. So again, that huge immaculate shift of the way you're looking at things is, no matter what, your big blessing that's coming. And let's go to 22. Okay. Dhumavati, beloved mother who dwells in the smoke, who presides over the difficult transitions, the most difficult transitions. She who knows that certain endings are unavoidable. They are necessary predecessors to radical reinvention. Her presence brings the message that through disappointment, defeat, and loss, the negative repercussions of such experiences may cause suffering for a time. They will not limit your future happiness. They are means for an opening as yet unrecognized pathways for fulfillment. Your trust must be unconditional at this time, and later you shall see that everything has worked out for the absolute best. Someone else is coming in, or someone who is currently there is going to change it up. You being transparent and living in the state of authenticity will make what you radiate and the way you speak soft and supple enough to anyone around you to see your full entire truth, for you to become fully embodied in your ability to receive that sacred pleasure and happiness and growth, so that what needs to leave, patterns that need to die, dynamics that need to be circulated out will be circulated out, and then real fulfillment is going to come in, and that is your next big blessing. I hope you enjoyed this pile 3. If you did, or if it resonated, please leave a comment down below, or like the video. Definitely subscribe though, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. Hello pile 4. So right off the bat, you chose the Malachite. This one makes me feel like you are obviously a very intuitive person. You have an inclination towards mysticism, intuitive, psychic, past life type of things. I do think that you might be in an era where people from past lives are really, I hear the phrase sealing the deal with you on contracts. So this could mean that certain people are circulating kind of out of your flow, out of your routine. Jobs could be you could intuitively feel that jobs are shifting. You might feel like there are relationships that are going to be lifelong from here on out, whereas others you're like, this seems pretty karmic in a not so evolutionary way, and I'm going to be cutting certain people out. So right off the bat, I do just feel like there are a lot of karmic things going on for you. I also sense that you'll be traveling soon to some sort of karmic destination where you'll be unlocking new parts of yourself. I feel such a fresh perspective on the horizon that's already here now for you. You're already kind of tapping into this fresh perspective. Confidence is huge for you right now. You're stepping into this, like, I mean, when I think of Malachite, I think of Egypt, I think of Isis, I think of Cleopatra, I think of the warrior women who are embodied and sexy and hidden in the occult mystery of their beauty and their mythology, and I feel that you're starting to study yourself as if you are one of those goddesses, one of those mythological creatures, that there's like this story, this sense of uprising, uprooting. You are stepping out of the role of the underdog. So right off the bat, I'm getting a lot from the Malachite, which probably means that you're also more geared towards picking up on things from your environment, from crystals. You're getting rid of toxicity. I hear the word sobriety. I always hear the word sobriety though, because that's a big part of my path. But I just feel like you're really doing the dirty work. Like, you've already done the bulk of the heavy lifting for your growth, and now you're on this point where it's just like polishing and refining and diving in and really getting to know the real you. And before we go any further, I'm like, let me just open this card up right here because, oh, we have the peacock. Okay. I'm not going to necessarily read inversals on oracle cards just because I think I'm just don't feel called to do that, I guess. So we have the peacock from the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit Guidebook. I'm not going to actually read this because I get a strong, sometimes I read from the oracle just to see what the author has to say. But with the peacock, I'm getting, also these grains are really standing out to me. So people could be kind of jealous or envious of you. And by the same token, you're also coming up on a lot of money. And you might be in like a divot right now, or you could be on an up, but I do see a wave of financial circumstance around you. So if you're on a low part, have no fear. It will be going back up. Spirit is making adjustments for you. Confidence is being built up. I hear content creation. I hear blogs. I hear new partnerships, new collaborations. I hear just so much creativity here and really being seen in the public eye for that. So if you do a group activity, I also hear like yoga and exercise. So if you're like a part of a group, like your stuff is really showing right now, like in a great way. Like people are like, dang, you kill it. You might, again, that underdog energy is like wrapping itself up. Like you're on the up and up right now. So don't be afraid to use what is available to you, because the peacock doesn't fly, but it's so beautiful. So you can use your native gifts right now. Whatever you feel like is already available to you is important right now. And all of a sudden I like felt this like air bubble come up through me. And to me that kind of represents that like you need to get over feeling like your confidence is like a bad thing, or like you flaunting your stuff, or you being empowered and confident and you stepping into that role is a bad thing. You are gifted for a reason. Spirit doesn't give unhumble people that type of power. You're trusted by the higher realms. Your beauty is for a reason. What you're good at is for a reason. The group of people that is looking to you is for a reason. You need to not invalidate how important you are in people's lives. You change lives. And I really just feel like you need to let that marinate. Like you change lives. I even like see Tony Robbins, like Tony Robbins has nothing on you. You're revolutionary. And that might sound funny and corny, but it's just true, and I think you need to know that. So, and that could be why you're letting things circulate out, because you're like, this isn't good enough for me anymore. And that's okay. Again, I keep seeing this wave symbology, this wave moving through you. It's like, just because you can understand that things are going to leave, but you don't even have to do anything. Spirit's going to give you the opportunity. Stay in your prayer, okay? Like, just keep talking to your guides. Be like, I don't know what's going on with my relationship. I don't know what's going on with my work. I don't know what's going on with my friends, with my, my passion, my finance, whatever. Please help me. And Spirit will hear you. You're beautiful. You're beautiful to Spirit. Like, you're one of Spirit's favorite flowers. Like, think of it like that. And I don't mean to say like, okay, like the universe or everyone's equal opportunity here, but you are a flower. And I think sometimes you don't believe that you're like this beautiful flower in this garden, and you are. So ask for what you want, because you're going to be heard. Your bloom is going to be beautiful. It's extraordinary. It's different. You're one of a kind. You're unique. You're gifted for a reason. People look at you for a reason. Okay, let's keep going, Cheyenne. Wow. Okay, so what does this big blessing have to do with? Why do I just want to pull right off the top? Fire element, desire, grow. I mean, if you're of age, which I hope you are if you're reading this, or if you're watching this, if you're of age, you know what's coming. I don't even have to say nothing to you. You know what's coming. Oh my God, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it now. Okay. This is a funny pile. I like this. Okay, so we have Uranus, Genius in verse. The Peacock was in verse too. You are, I'm gonna go into it again. You're a genius. You're an Aquarian leader. Like, you're here to help the new age, this revolutionary new generation, come into its power, into its roots. You're here to play a part in the global evolution that is happening. You're here to stop wars. You're here to play a part in the societal upgrades that are happening, in the mindset that involves spirituality over oppression. You are revolutionary. Keep that in mind. Now, 9th house, faith, 33. God is so near you. And I usually don't like using the word God, but it's like, dude, God, Anima Mundi, the source, the spirit, the holy that accepts and loves all, that's outside of all religion. Everything is upon you. You are psychic. You are intuitive. Call in what you want. I know you know what you want. I know you've prayed about it. I know you've called it in. I think you think that it's obvious to everybody. You need to keep that energy circulating. It's kind of like giving your spiritual manifestations an oil change. Keep it going. Keep looking at your manifestation. Don't stop looking at it. You have to fuel where you want to go. So more explorations, more studying, more travel. Again, I felt travel already, so I feel like you'll be doing some important traveling that's really going to bring you into your spirit. And I keep laughing. I'm like, oh, maybe it's because I drank coffee. Wow. But I feel like you might not know, like, things don't even seem what they are around you. You don't even know how good it's about to get. And I am not gassing you up. I'm not a gasser upper. You don't know how good it's about to get. This traveling thing that you're about to do, this exploration, this new study that you're diving into, this keeping on the manifestation, revisiting your dreams every day, is going somewhere for you. You're channeling. Your higher self is here. So Mercury retrograde reinvention. I just heard Japan. Also, I also heard anime. Maybe some of you guys are watching anime, I don't know, but anyway, you're learning something from Japan or Japanese culture or anime, or there is a travel to Japan upon you. Random, I know. Okay, Mercury retrograde reinvention. So you already know you're a boss. You know you're coming into your power. You're like, when is it happening, Spirit? When is it gonna come? What's the big oomph? It's not a big oomph. I hate to break it to you. It's an everyday, beautiful, sustainable, evolutionary, slow change that integrates into your mindset gracefully. It's happening swiftly, don't get me wrong. You're growing fast. Like, compared to if you would have told your kid self what was going to happen in the next 2-3 years, your kid self is like, oh yes, this is the part that your soul was excited to come here for. Like, when you were doing your soul contract and looking at the evolution of your life, Your soul was excited about this part that's coming upon you. Give it 3 months. I heard 3 months to 4 months for it to be full swing. You're going to see some of the treasures, some of the glory, some of the gold. I'm getting Leo energy. I'm getting sun power mixed with the moon, feminine, confident energy. Like, wow, you're transcending your old beliefs. Your old beliefs aren't going to hold you back anymore. You're productive. You're clean. Your aura is clean. You've come so far. You've worked so hard to get to this point of productivity, both spiritually, mentally, physically. Your health is great. Like, I love it. I love it. And I don't think you're giving yourself enough credit. And it's just getting bigger and better. The door just flung open, if you heard that. Okay. Fire element desire. You have a divine counterpart. I don't know if some of you are waiting for love, looking for love, but it's coming. Maybe that's, that's within, again, I'm getting months, a matter of months. Where's my astrology, guys? I'm getting a matter of 2 months, but I do want to roll because I feel like there's something important with this numerology here, this timing. So with this fire element desire, how long until we see some of these things really coming to fruition? 8. Okay, 8. Well, 8th house, first of all, Scorpio could be a significant energy to you. 8-month timeline could be important. Some new big things could be happening with you and your partnership. You might come into contact with a soulmate in the next 8 months. This doesn't mean you're going to be together forever, but it does mean that something important between you and a divine counterpart may be happening. Also, tantric energy is creativity. If you're also manifesting something, if you're trying to get something to blow up, go off, start a fire in a great way. Getting Knight of Wands energy, showing off, like putting your offerings out. Woo! Okay, whoa. Wow, okay, very energized. I felt a lot of like stuff just now that makes me feel like you don't believe it, and you don't know, but that's okay. Spirit's gonna show you. You just leave it up to Spirit. Just keep talking to your guides, keep manifesting, stay on track, do something towards your dreams every single day. You are on your way. Partnership is a part of it. Partners are gonna be coming around. Sexual experiences are gonna be like, amplified. I mean, you might be experienced now, but just wait, there's some new crazy cool stuff coming in. Okay, great. Wow. So that's what our next big blessing is surrounding. So we had like love, we had confidence, we had money. We want a word of advice from one of our African Goddess Rising oracle cards. Okay, I don't know how to pronounce her name. Mbokomu. Gosh, I don't even want to pronounce it wrong, but she's number 28, so we have a 10, we have a 2 and an 8 again, so we have this like duality with transformation. So you and your partner could also be going through a change. You guys might be having children. If you're looking for that sort of reading right now, your next big blessing could be a child. Just letting you know. Your divine counterpart in you, I pulled another one, but I didn't show it because I didn't want to, but now I'm like, I better just show it. Your divine counterpart in you are going to be, no matter what, if you haven't already had kids, or if you've already had kids with someone, that could also be a divine counterpart that's going to be significant. But I do see whoever you are or have procreated with, that is a big part of your soul contract. And it says soul forgiveness, and then I have Medusa rage. Now, I don't think this is a matter of actually future things. Actually, I know it's not. I hear a very strong sensation in my ear that's telling me that this is something you've already gone through and worked through. This is something coming from the past. I feel it in my left ear. It's making me feel like you had to go through a lot to get to a place where you could let someone accept you, where you could be your full authentic self in partnership. If you don't have a partner, this person's coming for you very soon. I keep going back to this 2 months, something like that. 2 to 8 months, I guess, because we had that 8. But I hear 2 more than anything. And it's going, if you are creating a child, if you're moving, if something's going on with you and your partner, this is a soul contract that's happening. All of your realness that you've been authentic with, all of your sacred rage, anger, when you felt like things weren't good enough for you, they weren't good enough for you. They weren't. Things are upgrading though to meet you now. So that's good news. That's one of your next big blessings is you might have gone through a period where you're like, what the hell? I'm doing everything right. And it feels like I'm being let down. It feels like I'm not worthy in terms of what the universe is giving me. I'm doing my best here. Your next big blessing has to do with you releasing that and being like, oh my God, I did not know things could be this good. I didn't know I could have a job, love, this like crazy desire and sexuality and creativity just surging through me. You're on fire. You make money off what you're passionate about. You and your partner make money. Your partner's coming if they're not already here. So let's just leave it there. The past is in the past. You guys went through a lot together. So this could be like a twin flame scenario where there were people involved, that there was jealousy, there was betrayal. You could have been a part of that. It's over now. You don't have to worry about that crap anymore. You don't have to worry about people not taking you seriously. People are going to start taking you very seriously, including your divine counterpart. Children are also in the future. It could be grandchildren. A friend could be having a child. You already might have a kid. So if you're looking to get pregnant, that's something that could be in the near future too. I hear about a year for that for some of you. Okay. So good. Yeah, you don't have to worry anymore, dude. Good news. Okay. We're going to move into the Archetypes Guidebook by or Archetypes Oracle by Kim Kranz. So this one we're going to be looking at it's called the Heroine's Journey, and that's one of her spreads for this deck. So it talks about where you're going to start. I guess we'll just read it as we go. Okay. So for pile 4, oh my gosh, there's a fly bothering me. Gross. Okay. I hear spirit being like, Shine, don't play around with the pulling. Just do what I say. Both of these want to come into 5. Ba-ba. Oh my gosh. Gross. Okay. I spend too much time on TikTok lately, and I'm picking up all the lingo. The door slightly closes. Okay, sorry about that. Let's go. Okay, so this is what's calling you out, the womb. I think that empowerment is major for you. I think you're a very powerful person. You could have a lot of Aries or Mars placements. You could have Cancer placements. I hear Capricorn. I hear, I hear a little bit of Taurus. I feel like these are like feminine people with lots of power who are trying to figure out a balance for their power. How to be feminine and be, I think love has a lot to do with this. I think that you're trying to figure out how you can be authentic, productive, how you can make money running a business while also being cared for and supported by a divine counterpart without feeling like you're needy. You are not needy. Get that out of your mind. You're not. You should ask for more. Matter of fact. So anyway, you're stepping out to be, more divinely aligned with your power and find that balance between your masculinity and femininity. I hate to say this, I hate this terminology, but the 5D you has transcended gender anyways. Just forget about it. You are, your productivity is perfectly balanced with your sexuality, your ability to receive, your ability to create. You are mother, father, daughter, son, holy one, the guardian, the sage, like you're all of it, babe. So you're setting out to find this enlightened version of yourself that kind of has like almost a perfect reality, right? This, and I hate saying perfect, but honestly, like you have all your boxes checked in this reality. Like you're excited about what you're doing, what you're creating. You think you have to fight though to get there, and that is always what trips you up. You think people are out to get you. You think you need to protect yourself. You think, that wealth, you want long-lasting money. You want long-lasting security. You've been betrayed a lot of times. No one's ever led you to believe that getting long-lasting security wasn't a fight. Wow, 333 wrote and I looked up. You've worked for what you have. Don't devalidate that. You're right. You're smart. You see things. In fact, you're very intuitive, crystal clear intuition. No one's gonna betray you. Also, like, get it out of your mind. Because you're smarter than them. That's just point blank period. No one can betray you because you see it. Before you see it a million miles away, Spirit's going to lead you out of any circumstance where you would be in danger, in harm's way. It's not a fight anymore for you. Your next big blessing comes gracefully, okay? You don't have to fight for it. Just do you. There's all this pearl, gem, symbology everywhere. Like, you have something so special about you. Just be special. Just be you from now on, okay? Like, no more stepping out of your special center. Just stay doing you. Stay in your creative process. Everything you want's coming to you. So the big ordeal is the Lover. I think that sometimes you're very merged with someone. And the people you're most merged with, you think that their problems are yours and you can't tell the difference between their mental health and your mental health. You think that maybe leaving them or getting closer to them is going to help you in some way, which is all fine and normal. But I don't think that that's really your path of evolution. I think you need to lighten up a little bit on that and start just focusing again on what you're excited about. That's your blessing, is what you're excited about is coming to you. So focus on that. That's why you have to focus on it every day, because if you get all lost in what people might be saying or what they might be doing or what's going on when you're not looking, you're focusing your energy in a place where you won't be able to enjoy what's coming your way. So just enjoy. That's what I get mostly. And the Lover, karmic situations are being closed out. If you had a toxic scenario, they're not going to bother you anymore. Move on. That's another blessing. You get to move on from stuff that doesn't serve you anymore. Easily. Like, work people, old relationships, friendships, that stuff is all leaving on Spirit's accordance and on that timeline, a divine, graceful timeline. It's not going to happen in one big explosion. No fighting. It's going to be a graceful, things are clearing out, things are becoming more clear. I'm following my intuition. I'm being creative. I'm making money off of my creativity, and my partnership is thriving. Right? Okay. That's the ordeal. And you're going to be like, can this happen? Really? Yes. Yes, girl. Okay, let's keep going. The reward. The Siren. Okay, mermaids. I'm like, okay, mermaids. I do think that you might be going to a destination with water. You could be a water sign. Your divine counterpart could be a water sign. Being near the water is going to be very healing for you. Singing lessons. These are all just minor manifestations I'm kind of getting. People are also going to hear you. The siren song can be heard from above water when they are underwater. It's a captivating, mesmerizing song. If you are creating something and you want it to go out, you are going to be blessed from here on out. Your next big blessing has to do with people really loving your song, seeing you, seeing what you do. Again, if you're a leader of some sort, if you have a business, if you make content, if you make blogs, if you're just involved in family life, friend life, you're a part of groups, whatever, you're standing out. And you're going to be standing out. This isn't something you'll have to fight for. You're going to keep standing out. Okay? Also, partnership. People are going to find you so hot. Like, you're going to, if you don't have a partner already, you're going to have multiple candidates beating down your door. I hear 2 months again, not going to lie. 2 months, 8 months is like a full-blown, something big has happened for you. Okay? And then upon your return, you have the Hunter and Agape. So we've moved from the warrior into the hunter. So instead of thinking we must fight and get through it, now we are the seeker. We are the predator upon the prey of our manifestation. We get it. We get what we want. We are headed towards the passion, out of the black and into the orange, out of the void. You've been through enough now. No more fighting. You're victorious. You're in touch with your shadow. You're moving towards this sacral solar, white, light, all colors, radiating energy, beaming. It's so obvious. There's one point you're focused on and it's going to happen. What you're focused on and happy about and excited to create is what's manifesting. Your intrusive thoughts can't touch you. Even if you have 1,000 a day, they can't touch you. Spirit wants you to know that, okay? What's manifesting is only what you're excited about right now. And you're blessed with that. Archangel Michael, Metatron. Oh, and I don't know her name, but I see a beautiful blonde girl, pink dress. here, Doreen Virtue definitely has cards about her. Oh man, I wish, maybe Celeste? I don't know, that would be crazy if we looked up Celeste. And there is, that a name's important though, and they're watching over you, they're protecting you, and they are going to protect you till the end of your life on your intrusive thoughts. So if you have thoughts where you get paranoid or scared, don't be scared because you're being protected. That's shielded. It gets put into the void. It's okay. The mother takes it, takes those things don't manifest, and you're able to just keep going for the gold, and you're able to make money doing that. I keep hearing that. And also agape, unconditional universal love upon your return. People love you. Your voice is heard. Like, from any perspective that you arrive, people love you and they see you, and you make money doing what you want to do. Okay, and partnership's going really good too. So you have a great, oddly domesticated yet like famey type of feeling around you. So I love that for you. Okay, I do want to pull a, I do not know how to pronounce this, Bifrost card. It's the, oh my gosh, it's like a Norse divination deck. Gosh, I'm the worst with pronouncing things. Embla, the first human woman. Oh my gosh. So I wanted to pull these because I always feel like they have such powerful guidance and medicine, and they're just great omen cards. So the first human woman, we're gonna read that for you. I just wanted to give you a little bit of this guidance. I felt like doing kind of a well-rounded kind of cultural card pull. Wow, went right to it. I wanted to have people from many walks of life, is what I'm saying in this deck inspiration that I have going on here. So anyway, here's what the Norse, deck creator has to say. Let's see here. The first human woman. Embla is the first female human created from a trunk of wood by Odin, Vili, and Ve on a beach in Midgard. Oh my gosh, here we go. Odin gave her the breath of life. Okay, Odin might be important for you. If you've been thinking about working with Odin, work with Odin for sure. Keep it going. He is going to get your word out there. Just, oh my god, and it's page 111. Okay, let's keep going. Vili animated her and gave her intelligence. Ve gave her speech, hearing, and sight along with outward appearance. Her name suggests that she is made from the elm tree. This might be your first human girl life. You might have been a goddess or a spirit guide that was human before, or an animal, but this might be one of your first human girl lives, and you're just trying to figure it out. So love to you. Which is a soft wood prized by artesian wood carvers for its beautiful and unusual markings. Hello, peacock energy. Embla is the proto-woman, and her significance in the spread is one of a new life. Oh my god. Are you gonna have a baby? Are you gonna have a baby? I don't know. Let's keep going. Woo! Okay. Or you're creating something and literally birthing a new reality. It's all there. It's all there for you. You know what it is. This might be a new love, a new approach to something concerning the personal or private life, a renewed relationship with a loved one, or a new relationship with someone yet unknown to the speaker. Whether it's a new significant friendship or a new lover, it could even indicate childbirth. Much depends on the placement and influence of the card and the cards around. If a skur accompanies Embla in the spread, it's very likely it indicates a new relationship or renewed woes between two people who love each other. So let's take this as you will, okay? You could be rekindling something with someone. You could be having a baby with someone. You could be making, getting friendships in order. You're definitely birthing something though, whether it's money manifestation. Wow. I need to stop talking. You already know. What does it have to do with? Let's pull the tarot card. This one. Money. Oh my god. An Ace of Swords in first. You're bringing your ideas to life and you're gonna make money off of them. You could be also bringing literal new life to earth. Oh girl, oh my god, the Lovers. You have a lot of aces in verse. I feel like this means you're literally dumping it all out into the material realm. Here it comes, and Lovers are involved and money's involved. And let's see, what is that? The King of Cups. Oh my god, yes! I'm feeling love. I also have Nine of Pentacles. Good. temperance. Stay out of trouble. I always like to say stay out of trouble, but that's also the alchemizing between two individuals, so you and a loved one could really be coming into union. I mean, seriously coming into union. So what I've been saying this whole time, money, love, bringing new life, whether it's a creation of literal life or, oh, are you scared of that? It might be a little scary for you. But oh my God, Cheyenne, the OCD. But, you know, no matter what, your creativity's at all new height. Home life, money is going to be great. Everything that you are creating, you're going to be able to sustain. You're totally protected. So keep it up. I'll pull one for relationship. I think it's this one right here. Reflection. Oh my God, another 33. The energy of reflection supports our growth through insights we get from the contemplations of self and others. See, I feel like you've really been through enough. I think you've been through so much and you're not going to make any old mistakes, so you don't have to worry about things blowing up in your face anymore. Or any like outbursts or anything, you know? And then I want to pull a Kali Oracle for group 4. Durga Kalika. Okay, this is your last card, so I'm going to read this to you. Let's see here. 11. She is fierce divine justice and unyielding resolution in favor of the light. She is every method and all means necessary to ensure success for the soul. She is the unexpected victory arising at the very moment when all seems lost, transforming tragedy into triumph. She is the spiritual sun, our light and our ever-radiant reminder that from the darkest night a new dawn shall always rise. Dare to trust more in faith than you fear. For every problem that can arise, there are many more divine solutions unfolding even now. Durga might be important too. She is golden warrior goddess, and I was feeling gold around you. So she's just totally taking things out. So Durga and Kali might be important on your altar if you want to work with them. So with that, group 4, thank you so much for tuning into this reading. It's such an honor and a blessing to read for you. If you liked this reading, please leave a comment. It helps me to continue making content, to just have the support, the likes, and the subscriptions. Without further ado, I'll see you in the next video. Bye!